For this lesson, make sure you are in our Lighthouses site. Now, we have a couple of things we've done so far. If I open up my pages right here, we do have our images page. That's got 3 lighthouses on it. The next one here is called the FastNet Lighthouse. Okay, remember that name. Now, if we come over here, I'm going to go ahead and close that one with a shortcut. That's Command on a Mac, Control on Windows W. We do have our Bodie Lighthouse page. Now, the thing we did here, the change we made at the end of the last chapter is, if I go into my split view here, we created this right here. So all of the CSS that we did is now in an external style sheet, and that's working smart. Now, let me go ahead and close this one out. Let's go up here. We do have a new folder that we made, CSS, and here it is. So all of the code is now in an external style sheet. Let's take advantage of that, all right? Let me go ahead and close this out. Go up to the word file on the pull-down menu and go to New. A new HTML document. We're going to call this one, in terms of the title, FastNet Lighthouse. That is an interesting lighthouse. Almost looks like it's built out of the living rock. Okay, everything else, leave alone. Click Create. What we want to do is, in a sense, duplicate what we did for the previous page. You might say, and you'd be right in saying this, well, Andy, if all we're doing is making a page exactly like that one, but we're changing the text, why don't we copy that page, take the text out of it, and put in the text we want? I've got no argument with that. Or number 2, if we're going to do this a lot, Andy, why don't we basically make a template? I've got no argument with that either, but we haven't gotten templates yet. And the other thing is, I want repetition here, because the more you do something, the better you're going to remember it. So we're going to do this. I'm going to come up here and click. I'm going to go into my insert panel right here, get into this area right here. Now, the first thing that we did in the other one is we made a main area. I'm going to go to main. Now, here's the point of making the names exactly the same, and that's where the power comes in. We call this main content. M-A-I-N with a capital C. Now, that's important. If you get the spelling wrong, it's not going to work. Click OK. I'm going to click on the right side right here. The next thing we had was a header. I'm going to come here and click here. The ID was main header with capital H. Okay, just like that. Now, I'm going to do it the way we did before. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to click to the right of header. I'm going to press the return key, that's the enter key in a Mac, return in Windows, and get down to the next line. And we have 2 articles. One's a subheading. So we're going to go article. We're going to leave at insertion point. And the ID was, if I'm not mistaken, subheading _1. Just like that. Click OK. Okay, I'm going to come here again, press the return key. We have another article at the insertion point. And this one was called main text box. Watch your capitalization. All right, click OK. We did one more thing. We had a footer, didn't we? So I'm going to do the same thing, do it in the code, come to footer, at insertion point, and if I'm not mistaken, it was called main footer. Just like that. Click OK. Now we could go through the CSS panel, the designer panel, and spend all that time making this. But we have an external style sheet. Let me do this. Let's go into design so we can see it. There's all our boxes. I'm going to go into CSS Designer. I'm going to go into sources. I'm going to say attach an existing CSS file. I'm going to browse for it. It's in the CSS folder in our main site. So I'm going to come down here to site root. There it is. There it is. Click open and cross your fingers. Click OK. There you go. Now we have things to do, like adding the text and changing things. But we have, with one click of a button, formatted a page. All we did was put the containers in and make sure they were named correctly. That's it. I'll tell you what, we do want this page. So let's go up to the word file on the pull-down menu and go down to save or save as, depending on what you have there. And we're going to call this one FastNet Lighthouse. I do want it in Pages. Go ahead and click Save. We can go ahead and close it now and move on.